This episode of Sigma Lifestyle is brought to you by www.waltdiddy.com, home of the Sigma Lifestyle and the Sigma Show. When you come over, just hit that listen now. The Sigma Show is the place where we share best work practices to solve your dating and relationship problems. Come on over to the blog. We have a lot of information that you will find useful. Once again, this episode of Sigma Lifestyle is sponsored by www.waltdiddy.com, home of the Sigma Lifestyle and the Sigma Show. When you visit the blog, you will leave knowing that the Sigma Lifestyle is pure freedom. Now on with the show.
I bought a house in Cabo to shake off my cargo. It went a little bit far though. I didn't blow my top off. Now 6 by Arsenal. I didn't drive my car home when I drank that charcoal. Man, I miss my mom so. Ask me how it feels. I say it feels too real. When you pick up speed towards pitch black weed. Well, you got your thoughts all the in there deep. What about your heart? Does it beat too hard? Mine does.
Hey, Paso Mufaso, it's Walt Diddy, and welcome to Sigma Lifestyle. Sitting in with me, absolutely wasted tonight. That is Dr. Red Pill. I had canceled the show, then I rescheduled, and by that time, he was in said manosphere. Now he's wasted. Over that shoulder, that is Wellington Pumpernickel. Ladies, I'm sorry he's taken right now, but he did date Meghan Markle because he's from the UK. Hope you're having a great Sunday night. The time is 8:30 in the p.m. We are right on schedule. And by now, you must be wondering, what you talking about, Walt Diddy? I'm going to explain why YouTubers are gaslighting you about Section 230 and the coming case Tuesday and Wednesday at SCOTUS, which is the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, quick disclaimer. most people not trying to hustle you. You know, this, you know what you know if you don't do a lot of research and listen to people smarter than you. And there's the charlatans that are getting the money while they can for the reasons that I'm about to share with you. This is not my information. I don't lean on my own understanding. What I did, I went out and did the research for you. So if you sit back, relax, smash the like button, hit the dislike button, it does not matter. Everything is about to change. I would be very, very appreciative. So if you're just coming by, Vanilla Girl, and you've been wondering, he's kind of cute, I want to listen to him. What is he talking about? I'm going to explain why YouTubers are gaslighting you about Section 230, and most of it is unintentional. Listen to me, don't get in your fifis. Most of it is unintentional based off what we know is common knowledge. And had I not did this research and actually been following this for the last couple of years because my channel has been affected, I wouldn't know. So real quick, we'll go to the chat to see if anyone is in said house. Shout out to everybody that's watching in the clouds. Big YouTubers, come by and take from me while you can, because the game is going to change. Without further ado, let's get right into the information. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you think Section 230 actually started, excuse me. But that is not the truth.
Currently, social
That
media
is
giants
absolutely not the truth. I keep muting the wrong button, sorry. That's not the truth. Most people are even aware that there's a law on the books, a law of the land for internet companies and websites. And I was wrong. Sorry, Super Sly, if you ever see this, I was incorrect. Blogs are covered under Section 230 if you're not writing the content and publishing it yourself. So I did make a misspoke, just heat of the conversation. That said, I take accountability for that. But in May 28th of 2020, Donnie J signed an executive order about Section 230. So make sure you have your facts in line, ladies and gentlemen. The year is 2023. This is 2020 and nothing happened. Why did nothing happen? Well, about 6 months later, this happened, right? That's 1/7 of 2021. It never went into effect. So make sure that's point number one. And it's unintentional. You're being unintentionally, they're unintentionally gaslighting you, those that try to put out good, solid content. That's May 28th. That's from, you see right there? That is from a news source that you can check for yourself. On May 28th of 2020, you know, when you guys were about this and that and all kind of other things, that was the executive order that was never carried out by the branches of government, right? This is not what I'm thinking. This is what I know. So you think it started there, but it didn't, because that happened. On 1/7/2021, Donnie J got wiped off every platform, right? So keep that in mind when the SCOTUS is listening to this case Tuesday. Keep that in mind. You also thinking this is perhaps Gonzalez and the case against Twitter, the first time that people and corporations and organizations have not tried to challenge Congress and the High Court, which is the Supreme Court of the United States, to challenge and get a modern interpretation of the Section 230. It's really a law. There's two sections. That's another way that content creators are unintentionally gaslighting the viewership. There's two sections to the law. You keep hearing those, the 26 words that created the internet. Well, there's some words in Section 2 that they had to abide by, and I'll explain if you stay tuned. So if you're just coming in, like, share, subscribe, hit the dislike button, whichever one that makes you happy. Donnie J did not start the Section 230 litigations, conversation, or any of those things. This conversation was started by everyday average Americans from all ethnicities. This is a fact. Once again, that is 5/28/2020. Less than around about 6 months later, less than May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, Donnie J got wiped off all social media platforms. Couldn't even use Gmail. That order never went out. And here's something that you need to know too as I lay down. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why right now. I'm going to go full screen just to make sure nobody comes in. Shout out to the homie Super Sly. I appreciate you, fam. You somebody that got 2 channels that get a lot of numbers. You could have easily just said, okay, Walt Diddy don't exist. Shout out to you, fam. If you just ain't got nothing to do, welcome to piggyback on any of this information, but the game will change. If you hang on, you got 1 channel right, should be at 100,000 already. Man, you will blow this year. I've done the homework. Shout out to Super Sly. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this brother. If you're just coming in and you're wondering, I know I would be, what you talking about, Walt Diddy? I'm sharing why YouTubers are gaslighting you about Section 230. Here's another quick disclaimer. The court may go 7-2 to abolish 230 and push it back to Congress, and I'm going to explain the results of that. It's going to happen for 4 reasons, ladies and gentlemen. Reason number 1 is national security. Section 230 is gone for number 1 reason. I'm going to prove in this presentation, national security. Number 2, it is political. The political environment is just right. Number 3, social capital, AKA credit. I'm going to share what that's about if you don't know. And the 4th reason, so give it a 44 if you know anything about numerology, the 4th industrial revolution. I'm going to show you why YouTube and nobody really cares. Why it is the grand plan. The timing is right. The billions have been made. YouTube and these platforms are now actually oversaturated with the same content. Pay close attention. So we're going to get right into the information once again. I just told you, if you wonder what I was talking about, I told you. You think it started there, it did not. This is where Section 230 finally started making its way to SCOTUS. What you're about to hear is the gentleman in the red shirt. I'm going to skip some throughs for the algorithm. Long story short, he has 38 million followers on Facebook. They wipe his channel. Facebook becomes competition. Here's an example. I sell this lighter that I use to light up magic tobacco, right? I use this lighter. I'm selling it on Amazon. What will Amazon do? Start selling the same damn lighter. What does YouTube do? I'm going to explain. And who is really on trial at SCOTUS? It's not Google. It's not what you think. So let's get right into this and let him tell you his story real quick.
I had a very large audience on Facebook. I had built a marketing and advertising business within essentially a fun memes kind of, social media network. But I had up to like 38 million fans. Well, Facebook's business model, along with like Google's or Twitter's, does something that no other business model does. It competes against their own users. So it kind of put this disincentive to keep me on the platform like anybody else. Well, they eventually wiped out all of my pages, all of my businesses, because I just wasn't of any value to them. Of course, now that's translated into political, ideological, and lots of other values that they dislike, they simply eliminate. Well, the problem with that is that I had caught them red-handed. In fact, it had nothing to do with my content. Absolutely no possible way it had to do with my content in the circumstances of my case. Well, in 2018, I sued them, and we took it to
Shout out to Super Sly again. I learned it from him to break up the algorithm just a little bit, just to catch up. Dude in the red shirt has 38 million followers on Facebook. He getting money. He getting money. Affiliate marketing money, branded money, 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 money. They take his money. Take his money. He sues them. Guess what courts he goes to, ladies and gentlemen, and listen closely to what's called an amicus brief. That you and I, amicus brief. You and I could have wrote one in regards to this case. On the case of Gonzalez versus Google, there have been 500,000 words written in amicus briefs. This is the biggest subject in the world. I'm serious. The internet going forward is how you eat, travel, and this is the biggest thing in the world. Pay close attention, and I'll speed us through this.
Courts, and the courts found that Section 230C1 prevents them from being treated as a publisher in the general sense. Now, most people think, and this is the general consensus, and that what that article was about, is that they can do anything that's otherwise objectionable, they can remove it. Well, what if I told you that that doesn't even apply? Because if you can't treat the company as a publisher when it acts as a publisher, it is immune from all of its own conduct. That's the equivalent of sovereignty. And we've been saying that in court now for close to 4.5 years, and nobody's been listening. Unfortunately, the California courts, they actually immunized all of Facebook's conduct, like everything that they did and so forth. Now that sounds familiar, right? Across the board, that these companies just, they can't be held accountable for their conduct. Well, that's because they can't be treated as a publisher. Now, we've been saying that's wrong. And the reason being is because if you can't treat them as a publisher under C1, removing content that's otherwise objectionable is publishing. It's irrelevant, right?
I don't know if you understand what he's saying. As a publisher, think of YouTube as a bookstore. Theoretically, if what you're saying and doing is not against the law, they have no rights and coverage under Section 230, under the law 230, right? Article 230, Section 1. I didn't know that. This is fact. He's going to tell you where he went with his court. In this case, this is 2018 when he sues them. Facebook was the first one. We never heard of it. That was the beginning of the end. I'm going to say it one more time. For me, and I was wrong too, Sly, my website is under 230. If you writing, it ain't now because I'm the only writer. Check this out, though. Under Section 230, to have that immunity, if you publishers like myself, Sly, and anybody else, right? We putting out content. You can't be taking down Tommy Sotomayor because he's talking about black women. There's millions of them. They did. Pay attention.
It becomes superfluous. You don't need that other portion of the law. Well, I'm not alone anymore. I've been saying it, been screaming at the top of my lungs, but nobody was listening. We even went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court didn't hear our case. 2 years ago, this could have been resolved. Mm-hmm. Well, sure enough, and this is obviously, I'm sure you and your audience have heard, the Gonzalez case and another Twitter case are currently being considered by the Supreme Court. I believe there might even be a third. I haven't quite confirmed that yet, but the reality is Section 230 has been taken up by the Supreme Court. It's a great thing. Things are changing, right? Well, recently, I was passed the amicus, right, which is essentially, it's a friendly brief by a non-moving party. It's just somebody from the outside that decided to do it. Well, in this case, it was Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, right? So you'd think a senator might know something about legislation and how the law would work because he's in the branch of government that does that, right?
I think he might, yeah.
Yeah, you'd think. Well, I want to read you a short quote, and this synopsizes the whole thing in one short quote. Okay, ready for this? Mm-hmm. He said, quote, "Once the court restores the proper interpretation of 230C1, the important but narrow immunity that Congress conferred in 230C2 will regain its place and prominence in suits about online service providers' removal and restrictions of content. In other words, If they fix 230C1, content restrictions will finally apply to the proper subsection.
I'll finish this thought. Content restrictions will go back to to what it's supposed to be. In 1996, when you look up Section 2 of 230, it tells you about violence, lewd, real profane content. Oh, you're going to be online, but you're going in a low market category. Stay with me. I'm going to prove this to you. This is not my information. That man made it to the Ninth Circuit, the court right up under SCOTUS in good old California. Shout out to Moreno Valley. I miss y'all. Riverside, LA. I'm an LA Film School dropout. I know about the place. Ninth Circuit. Now, let's keep on with this, and I'm going to be in the chat in just a minute because you got to see it. We know that about Donnie J. I told you the first reason that court may go 7-2 on Section 230 is national security. This is real. From NBC, I'm bringing you liberal news if you're chocolate, so stay with me. Momentum builds in Congress to crack down on TikTok, which is the #1 app for social media. But it's not made in the USA. All right. What I need you to know right here in this first one, and I'm not going to do a bunch of reading, that it's bipartisan. These are the cats that's down with this. It's the perfect time. National security, they saying, is at risk due to TikTok and the power of big tech. Prepare now. Our timeline too, Sly, I found it. Senators Josh Hawley from Missouri. We have Marco Rubio from the state of Florida. Shout out to you down there in Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce. I used to live there too. I've been around the world. Senators Richard Blumenthal, yes, he's a Democrat from Connecticut. And Jerry Moran, Republican, teamed up, you know what I'm saying? But it's not finished yet. Here's some more names that you may recognize. Senator Michael Bennet, Democrat from Colorado, said he urged TikTok CEO Xiao Zheng to consider his platform harm to generations of Americans. National security. Who is the national security? Gen Z. Our adversaries, and I'm telling you, you got to start thinking, we're already in economic warfare. Our adversaries, Russia and China, ain't playing the girly boys. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rough on it, but seriously, their kids are not consuming stupid videos all day. And most of all, this data from your kids and everything you got on TikTok, I don't have a TikTok. It goes to the CCP as they starting to refer to them in this article if you'll read. One more slide. National security. That Facebook removes Russian accounts for interference in national security. It's a sweet spot. Don't think these people got our best interest in heart either. I'm going to talk about that. This is the end. Get ready. Enjoy these last days of the Wild West that we call the internet and social media. I promise you this. I'm going to go down in history as being the one that's laid it out. National security. That's #1 reason. Senator Cruz launches sweeping big tech oversight investigation. National security. Why is that so relevant now? Well, damn. And SCOTUS Tuesday is not going to be hearing the case for this very issue, 230. All right. Take a quick look at the chat real quick because I'm moving. Shout out to Agent Orange. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's go full screen. Let's see if I can't fix that. I wish I could. Shout out to you, Agent Orange. Sly says, so damn, everybody, they in on it, man. They in on it. Watch what I'm about to show you. What's up, sweetness? I hope when you reading them calls, they saying, Walt Diddy, you gonna blow this shit, boy. Thank you. Oh, man, whichever. I don't care. I don't care. I know what you mean. Senator Cruz. 4 reasons this may go 7-2 in favor of demolishing 230 as we know it. #1 is national security. Let's get on to #2. #2 is starting to get political. Senators blast big tech companies over kids' safety. Both sides of the aisle, hardcore. Have you heard any Democrat leadership come out and say, hey, the court shouldn't be doing that with 2/3? Always be either in preparation or fear when both sides of the aisle are silent and in agreement. It's never damn good. It's always something sweeping. Didn't we know about the other side hated Obamacare? Didn't we know how the other side didn't want Donnie J? Mum's the word on this shit. Except for your regular run-of-the-mill get in front of the Sunday cameras. I'm trying to help somebody. If you do not get prepared, if you make money on this internet, you best be over here watching Walt Diddy. This is what's going on. Let me blow that up for us. Senators from both parties blasted big tech on Tuesday and called for passage of federal legislation to regulate tech platforms in the midst of mental health crisis and young Americans. Something big going down, ladies and gentlemen. I've been seeing some of the videos and what they're doing across. They're getting theirs prepared. There's going to be a big wave of zombies that's dumb as shit and don't know how to adjust. They're going to have to weed out and fix themselves quick. Check this out. Opening a hearing of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Senator Tricky Dicky Durbin, Democrat, the panel's chair, accused tech companies, including Facebook and Snapchat, of doing everything they can to keep our kids glued to the screens. It's over. They have all the support now. And I'm going to tell you why the big tech companies don't care if you stay with me. So I covered number one. The number one reason why the court may go no less than 6'3", perhaps 7'2", demolishing 230, national security. All right. Now we're in the political. The political environment is cool. There's no uproar about it. There's not a bunch of videos being made about it. Most people just dumb to the fact that it's even going down. Politically perfect. Both sides are in agreement. Donnie J didn't like 230. Biden don't like 230. I'm trying to help y'all. We're in political. That was political. So you see the political. Now here is social. Social. Have you ever heard of, and listen what I'm telling you, the United States Congress Joint Economic Committee? Do you know what they're working on? Social Capital Project Timeline. What do you think social capital is? Wait a minute. Yep, I'm still alive. Social capital. How do I know this? Because I took the time to go through it. It is right there. A policy agenda for social capital. You can't have social order in the wild, wild west of social media that we have. Right? They see that, whoa. This is not even the elite know, whoa, this is not controllable. Now, we thought just the sister girls was going to go out there twerking and maybe a few Latinas and, you fine white girls down south. Hell no. Asian chicks. It does not matter. But there it is. Social capital, a.k.a. credit, coming to a town near you. We're about finished. Let's talk about the fourth industrial revolution. We are at the point where Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they don't give a fuck. This is so saturated. Shout out to Super Sly. I did not know Google ads is going down. They're ready to pull the plug and make an adjustment. You zombies, guess what they're going to do with you? This is it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is why the tech companies do not care about the elimination of that immunity. And after this, I'm going to show you exactly why I feel it's going to be 6'3", minimum, perhaps 7'2", turning 230 into dust. Without further ado, pay attention to where your kids is going, especially your black boys. Man, broken dusty, don't worry about it. You'll be dating me or a robot, that's always going to love you like the Mr. Manhattan. And when you tell him, oh, I went and slept with Walt Diddy, he's going to say, did you? I hope you had fun. Pay attention.
Mod Rashad, please come out. All right, man. Let's see. All right. All right, Ahmad. So, stand, kind of put your hands down this way a little bit. Right.
Is any of this gonna hurt?
No, no. Well, all right. So, this should come up. All right. So now, I'm going to walk around you and just scan your body, right?
Yep.
All right. That's an interesting shirt you wore today. Is that the one you're going to wear all morning? Is that?
We're in Utah. The Jazz wear purple.
You used to wear a suit.
So did the Vikings.
All right. This is almost over. All right. Hang in there. I got to step back just to get your full body. All right. Sam, I'm almost done.
I'm nervous about you taking
nervous
a step backwards. That'll be
All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
painless.
All right. I got it. All right. So now, come over here. Let's look at this screen. So now we're going to go back, just so you can see this. Go back into that mode now. We're out in the app. And now the menu is going to come back up. And so look, we've inserted you in the avatar selection. And then, see where the red is going? You could choose different players.
Yeah.
So then we're going to pick Horton Tucker. And then where Horton Tucker is, so this will be in a live game, you will be inserted into the game. You'll be making all the same movements he was, but it'll look like it's your body.
Does he have my skills?
We'll see.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and roll that. There's that shirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Where'd you get the idea to stick your tongue out like that?
If somebody copied me, you know.
So the moral of the story is kind of like they don't need immunity anymore. The internet soon, the fourth industrial revolution and where it's going, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a personal experience. The goal is to make everything you're doing online a personal experience through an avatar. Plausible deniability. Promise you that it is they know, the tech companies know, national security on the line publicly, and we personally know it. They know the political climate is right. Who the hell, you see any damn protests? Keep Section 230. Nope. I just showed you about social capital, AKA social credit. Senator Mike Lee, I advise you look that up. And we know we're in the fourth industrial revolution. Take a quick look at the chat. Shout out to Sly, man. Sly, that mean a whole lot to me, fam. I love it on this show when they go, brown paper bag. I be crying laughing. Listen, I used to be at work, man, singing. They're like, what you talking about? Who in this house? If Dick Durbin is on board, it's not going to be good. I agree. Exactly. You are right. Now, this is why I'm gonna go 7-3, and I'm not gonna hold you any longer. Check it out. I showed you where you thought it started. Right? That's where you think it started. So let's go to the ending. That's where it started. That's security risk. National security risk. We're getting into politics. Both sides agree. Then we're talking about social project, social capital project timeline. Well, they're weighing in the score of family. I'm telling you, you need to look that up. I did a show on this a long time ago. We've seen that now they're going to put you in the game. Can you imagine your 13-year-old? They're not coming out of the house. They're not going to care. They don't want Gen Z to be live streamers, man. That's what I'm getting at. So when I said gaslighting, it's unintentional. Had I not did this research and know this also, that's going to do it. See, that's what they're not showing you. That's a part of the case that those justices is going away if they still got any remnants of a heart. Right? It's this. Supreme Court weighs liability shield for internet giants. Look how the headline, internet shield. Look at there. That's the young lady. That was unfortunately, her loss and some great lawyers, that's what got SCOTUS interested. That's what got SCOTUS interested, right? That she's abroad in college and what they allege happened through that. But that's what Justice Sonia Sotomayor from Brooklyn, come on, man. That's probably going to look like her family. It's rare that cases like that come to her. Sooner or later, it's going to come to Ketanji Brown. We'll talk about that in just a minute. That's what they're going to be seeing. You think if I'm not the Solicitor General, who is the lawyer that argues the case? No, not Solicitor General, I'm sorry. The lawyer is arguing the case for Miss. Think about that. This is something else you need to hear for y'all that.
Of immunity under 230, and held that the claims against Google were barred by Section 230. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the ruling, reasoning that YouTube provides a neutral platform similar to a search engine. The court noted that the algorithm recommends video based on a user input, such as user watch history, and did not promote the ISIS videos in particular, nor did it treat ISIS content differently from other third-party content. As such, the recommendation algorithm was covered under Section 230. However, a notable concurring opinion in the Ninth Circuit case argued that the protections under Section 230 extend only to traditional activities of publication and distribution, such as deciding whether to publish, withdraw, or alter content, and does not include activities that promote or recommend content or connect content users to each other. According to the concurrence, algorithms, such as YouTube's, which target specific users with recommendations of content, are more analogous to the actions of a direct marketer, matchmaker, or recruiter than to those of a publisher. This opinion argued that recommendations and promotions are communications from the website falls outside the publishing paradigm that Congress sought to immunize for internet platforms. On the basis of this reasoning, Gonzalez petitioned the Supreme Court to hear its appeal. Gonzalez also highlighted a statement by Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas in a different case, in which he noted that the Supreme Court has never taken a case involving the interpretation of Section 230, despite the fact that many courts have construed the law broadly to confer sweeping immunity on some of the largest companies in the world.
I do believe, and I'm not a lawyer, I don't know nothing about no legal advice. You got to ask Dennis Sperling. That said, Justice Thomas, Uncle Thomas, my man, I remember how y'all did him with Anita Hill. Man, God almighty. Clarence Thomas done been drugged through the mud. This is why I'm telling you to prepare not only your channels, especially for us Gen Xers, you're going to see some revolutionary change. Now, let's look at SCOTUS. What would be the timeline? Here's a hint. Hey, Sly, according to my research, they heard oral arguments on Hobbs that determined Roe Wade on 1/21/24. They came back with the answer on 6/24/22. This ain't that damn big. Estimates say, but let's get into this and how this works. There you go. With rare exceptions, each side is allowed 30-minute argument and up to 24 cases. What that means is this shit going down in one day. They already got your shit. This is not district court, ladies and gentlemen. One day. And a lot of scholars and former clerks are saying that perhaps by June recess, if you're just interested, Supreme Court heard the arguments on Hobbs that overturned that case right there, to overturn Roe Wade, on December the 1st of 2021 and brought you this decision on June 24th, 2022. You better get over here. I'm doing the research. You better go check out somebody like Sly. We're doing the research. This is going to impact us, guys. Here's something else you need to know. These are the people that's deciding. This decision is going to cause people that was on their way on YouTube and a lot of platforms to become multimillionaires to come straight down. There's a lot of multimillionaires like that little nappy head I Am Speed. Man, I hope somebody helping him with his money coming down because of the Section 2 of 230. Lewd acts, decency. When they wrote that in 96, they never thought it's like rapping Duke, the ha. They never thought the hip hop would make it this far. If you Gen X, hell, I'm still like, damn, it's still. But the Chief Justice leans conservative, though he spits sometime. That is John Roberts. I'll give you that. Let's say you can have him, Democrats. There is Uncle Clarence, one against, meaning it's got to go. That is Samuel Alito. That is one of yours, liberals. This is a liberal by good old Barack Obama, Black Jesus himself. I'm telling you what, it's going to be hard on her heart and her Latina heritage. And she got to be thinking about the Latinas coming behind her. Gonzalez, Sotomayor. I'm just saying, sisterhood, ain't no political pressure against these justices. It could go 9-0. You're gone. I'm serious. There's no political pressure on the justices on this case. But there you go. So what we know right now, and I gave you Roberts, we got Justice Clarence Thomas. It's got to be 5. You need 5 to win. Atlanta Kagan. Once again, Black Jesus, a.k.a. Barrio. Neil Gorsuch, number 2. Who put him there? That's right, Donnie J. The same one Chuck Schumer was yelling at. Brett the Hitman Kavanaugh. Number 3, who put him there? Orange Man. Not another one, you damn Skippy. Number 4, who put Amy Coney Barrett there? Who y'all hated for keeping her kids? That's right, the Donald. Moving right along, Jaji Brown. I said her name right. Let's call her KB Brown. Who put her there? Joe think he did. Perhaps it was Burial also. She yours. So right now the score is 4-4, and it's just being conservative. Shit, they got to be another one out there. I didn't get him because, hell, I fucked up. But that is Justin Breyer. That was Justice Breyer. If you're just coming in, you're wondering what you talking about, Diddy. I'm sharing the reasons why YouTubers are unintentionally gaslighting their audience. And let's wrap it up by saying this. Section 230 is over for the 4 reasons that I named. Number 1 is a national security risk. When an outside foreign power that owns TikTok is ruling the minds of the generations that you need to be loyal sheep. Number 2, there's no political... Listen, it looks bipartisan. They're going to come out smelling like roses Congress until I mention this. The number 3 reason it's gone, social capital, a.k.a. social credit. Number 4 is the 4th industrial revolution. They want Generation Z inside of the games. They're not going to need us or even desire us. It's not going to happen. They want them to put on their Oculus, and it's going to be a solo experience. Will it take them another 5 years to get there? I hope so. That's enough time for me to have one fucking hell of a time. I promise you this. I see what's coming. You watch what I do this summer. Tribe Called Quest. I'm going on an award tour. Man, shit. Hoes everywhere around. Anyway, I should have went that way. But check that out. Before I get out of here, really think about this. Are you prepared financially? The internet is going to change. How it changes, I don't know. But these companies, by law, does not have the right to take any of our content down and do anything shitty because of the second section in 230. Read it for yourself. Also, Google really is not on trial per se, for lack of a better term, it's SCOTUS. It's the algorithm. They want their algorithms to be protected by 230. You can't do that as just a bookstore, set up a competition who can sell. You can't do that. Marketers can do that through your big bookstore, but you have to stay neutral. Why do you think you never known me in the manosphere? They didn't want you to. They lumped us together with other content creators. I'm lumped in every time I see who, and I'm thinking that is not true. But that's what it did. Kevin Samuel was nothing special about him. The algorithm somehow chose him. They forced it in your face to see him. Why? How? They became a marketer. I'm sorry. If you got these big damn channels, you got to start thinking. Websites. That's why I'll show you mine. Listen, it took me 6 months to design that motherfucker. I had to bar CSS code, holler at people here. It takes a long time. Web 3.0 is like a site like Odyssey. Web 3.0 is really a Oculus and that kind of shit. Right? I wish I could show you, but I got a tower with 10 trigs. I learned this from YouTube, Sly. I own my masters. No matter which way this go, if I can convert it to get it 3.0, these shows I record or at least break down, I own my masters. I've always had. But you can't explain why somebody like Alex Jones can't have a channel. Why is Tommy not here, whether you like him or not? Because there's too many other versions. They didn't have the right to do that according to the high-priced scholarly constitutional law. When something go to SCOTUS, it's constitutional matter, a matter of law. When the day they came back on 6/24/22 and they said it was unconstitutional for the federal government to be involved with the birth, with the baby business, it went off the books that day. That's what I'm telling y'all. And those in the know, Senator Ted Cruz used to be a clerk for one of the associate justice, Norquist, I think his name was. Man, y'all better wake the hell up. It's coming. They hear arguments Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, Google. Wednesday, this ain't no fucking trial. It's 1 day. You got 21 day. Unless it's something humongous. Here's why I'm telling you 90 days or less, because they going on. Hear the case, the end of February, March, April, May, June recess. They go on summer, go to this website. I went and looked. They go on summer recess. The court is in recess in June. They're going to be done solved it. Why? Because they got that damn Donnie J case coming back up. Look at the docket. So I thought I would share that with you. Shout out for everybody to support me. It's hard to come by. Let's see what's going on. Ancon 4K AG says that AI stuff is no joke. That is the future. My plan is to see what big tech will know more about you. I already know. Sly said, and Sly, you already had a damn wrench when you walked in. That's because I respect you. Super Sly says, I'm going to start scrubbing my channel. Yes, man. You can't. Why would you take the chance? We had fun. It was the Wild Wild West. Somebody like Sly know, and I was human remote controls. Junior, sir, go ahead and turn the damn TV. Yeah, like 5 minutes. Then it was having the goddamn remote. Who get me a beer? Snip me one. What I'm telling you is, we watched the internet go from AOL to stupid little chat rooms. That's when it was protected. It was to protect us from a bunch of porn and stuff like that. I am telling you, for national security reasons, our adversaries is not letting their kids be stupid. Not to mention security breaches. If the first clue was when they banned TikTok in the federal government. Did you see anybody marching in the street? No, as long as you had it. The second reason why this will be destroyed, Section 230, is political. It's sweet. It shows teamwork. We protect the kids. That's political. Listen, didn't you hear Nikki Haley just announced? We finna go into presidential season. Number 4 is the 4th industrial revolution, which is our data, putting them on, NFTs, crazy shit. Something us Gen X is going to struggle with, and we never come into power either. And that's a show I'm going to do. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is just the scary part. When SCOTUS do not make damn laws, they interpret them. As soon as they interpret this law as, nope, this ain't constitutional, bye. It's the Wild Wild West, and companies going to have to bust a move because they're going to be dependent on Congress. This is not you get this, somebody going to have to figure out something. I've not got that far with my line of thinking. Usually Dr. Red Pill helped me, but he just wasted back there. What I'm trying to tell you is that's the way it happens. What's going on in the fallout from Roe v. Wade and SCOTUS? It's back state to state to state. Could that be a problem? Will the internet now have something to do with interstate commerce? Right? I lived in California for 8 damn years in Moreno Valley. Check this out. I paid state taxes, but when I was living in fucking Texas and Florida, didn't have state taxes. If you smoke cigarettes, they cheap in hell. In North Carolina, you can get you a pack for $3.50 these winos get. See if you find that shit in California. See what I mean? This is where we at. This is where we at. So expect chaos in 2024 beyond belief. Until 2025, Kevin McCarthy will be Speaker of the House, and so will Joe Biden be president. Do you think you have that long from the decision being made to, okay, what's the rules? It's YouTube's algorithm that they're really not going to give protection to. That, hey, you get to put all our content up and then you decide what Walt did he see and you lump in with people that don't make the same content. So therefore, have you never asked your fucking self, there's billions of people on YouTube. Why is nobody in the UK watching me? Canada, they speak English? Exactly. So there's some bullshit in the game somewhere. And guess what? You don't go to the Supreme Court of the United States telling fucking lies, and they're not asking you questions they don't know the answer to. Your company is done. Google is not powerful enough to go in there and try to manipulate SCOTUS. They're going to present their case, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how that works. And what they say is final. They send back the message, Section 230 is unconstitutional, you got to work it. It goes to Congress. So how does that work? In the meantime, if you were YouTube and you could possibly be sued because this shit ain't the law of the land no more, they're going to react. The first damn thing I would do is wipe anything fucking close to what Walt Disney doing now, being niggerish. If you know how to solve problems, dive into that. YouTube, another reason they don't care and the reason the ad advertising is going on, they need a good washing anyway. What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to be on some social media, do something looking at a goddamn video. They know that. They got your data. All of you that like to complain about women, don't worry about it. But your ass going to be way down there like we had to look way down there to find porn in the goddamn 90s. I promise you that. It was easy to find how to, right? YouTube slid through the cracks in the beginning. You come over here and watch the damn mafia cut a motherfucker head. I said, somebody's goddamn, man, I don't want to see that. Anyway, to clean that up, prepare for it. Prepare for it. Prepare for it. If you can't put black woman in a title now, you can't monetize action fighting games. What is that telling you? What's next? To protect itself from lawsuit, you playing any copywritten music, that's probably all gonna be off limits. To protect themselves, are you gonna be able to use Walt Disney's? That dude, I Am Speed, was allowing people to just sit back and watch them do reaction videos to his shit, and he copyright claimed every one of them motherfuckers took their money. Some people was getting millions of hits on it. He got the money. I'm sharing that with you. That's gonna be one of my stories. I Am Speed, that gamer dude, Drake called him on the phone. Motherfuckers there's one like, damn, what these copyright claims? It's coming from him. He admitted it on his own damn show. Why? He around people he know. That kind of content will not run. They put it in them kids' face. They put Kevin Samuels in your face. They put Andrew Tate in your face. It's not a coincidence. Somebody behind an avatar yelling, sounding bad. It's not. They put it in your face. The side that's ordered for Gonzalez is saying, hey, you put everything evil and bad in people's face. They do it in every sector, if you want to call it. You round the way good preacher, man. You had the spirit is theirs, like y'all would say, y'all. But they're gonna make sure TD Jakes and Creflo get seen, and any of them mid tiers. Look at your search. Google something into that. Put something in the search tab and just see what all other shit is not relevant to my damn search. I'm not looking for that. I don't care if I am subscribed to A, Y, and B. Why is they in there, right? You go to Google and search for some damn fishnets, black pantyhose for your big legs. They show through your clothes. Morris Day, shout out to you. You looking, man, for fishnet pantyhose. That's what you want to see. Not on YouTube. Put in fishnet, it's going to show you people you subscribe to that recommending some crazy ass shit. Not supposed to be making recommendations. When you go to a bookstore, do they make recommendations? You got to ask for what you want. When you make the song, copyright it, and put it on BMI or ASCAP, do they put, you know what I mean? Do they just let the search in? So prepare for that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And if you're wondering, ma'am, and you find me like entertaining, what you talking about, Diddy? I just explained why YouTubers are gaslighting you about Section 230. It's unintentional. It's unintentional. Hell, I would be too, thinking the same way, because they hit you with that, the 26 words that built the internet. Well, there's some damn words out of it. So any of you good phony Christians, you good Christians would know this. Your preacher always giving you one verse. He never tell you what's going on before and after. That's where you miss your blessing. I should be a preacher, but I'm not. Listen, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Man, I want to thank everybody stopped by. Uh-oh. Al, I like that. Thanks for sharing. Man, Al, I like that. Woo. Remind me of how many damn licks do it get to a Tootsie Pop? Which probably was something sexual behind that, but we missed it as kids. Oh, I'd have punched the hell. I used to tell her, I think I got a whooping one time, and grandma said, I punched that motherfucker. I first started cussing like 5 or 6. Papa was like that, the greatest generation. Yeah, bro. Hell, I didn't cuss. Anyway, have a great night. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you do not know, I'm going to leave you with something motivational. And that something is you. And you better motivate yourself to, if you got a family, build with it. Ma'am, he kind of good. I promise you ain't going to be damn getting great. Where the hell they make that at? Sir. You 5'9", weigh 310 pounds, and you got a tenderoni, you better keep her ass. Ma'am. If you listening to some woman tell you about men ain't no good, you better run from her, because she known too many men in her life. Listen, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm going to see you tomorrow. If I don't see you sooner, but it's going to be tomorrow. Walt Diddy Kong.
Keep on talking, we like it.
Keep talking about